There are gateways unlike any others, not carved from wood or stone, but woven from flesh, memory, and mystery. These doors don't respond to ordinary keys, but open only through presence, awareness, and deep respect. Among these sacred portals lies one that has been hidden for centuries, quieted, misunderstood, and often shrouded in silence. This gateway to the profound creative power of the feminine isn't found on mountaintops or in ancient temples. Instead, it resides within a woman's body, in her most subtle energetic landscape. It is a small yet expansive center, a tiny star, where the sensory, spiritual, and ancestral converge. A place alive with light, fire, and transformation. A sanctuary pulsating with the ancient memory of the goddess through countless generations. For too long, this sacred point was veiled in shame and fear, or worse, erased from collective memory. But now, in this era of spiritual awakening and the rise of the feminine, its secret is resurfacing like a pearl shining through dark waters, ready to be reclaimed. This point isn't merely about physical sensation or pleasure. It is a cosmic antenna, a swirling spiral of energy that opens hidden doors within a gateway to intuition, healing, magnetism, and divine connection. Women who have learned to engage with it consciously, not just with their hands but with their souls, discover something extraordinary. From this place, a woman remembers who she truly is. A giver of life, a world alchemist, a keeper of mysteries. This isn't an anatomy lesson. It's a revelation. I will guide you beyond the surface, beyond biology, and into the mystical so you can see how this tiny, often overlooked power center acts as a master key. A key that awakens dormant energy throughout the womb, heart, and soul. Together, we'll journey through its silenced history, uncover its sacred role in ancient traditions, and explore its potential to ignite the sacred fire of the feminine. You'll witness how conscious connection with this point can heal trauma, elevate your energetic vibration, and transform your entire being. Prepare yourself. This isn't a crude secret or whispered taboo. This is a spiritual technology, intricately woven into the feminine body, a divine design that history has tried to erase, but can no longer silence. When this inner star awakens, a woman does more than remember her power, she claims it. Since the dawn of time, the feminine body was revered as a living temple. In the oldest cultures, those who saw the earth as mother and the cosmos as her sacred womb, women were honored as channels between worlds. They embodied the cycles of life, death, and renewal. At the heart of this temple rested an invisible altar, a hidden pearl nestled within the flower of the body. This point didn't simply pulse with pleasure. It held a sacred secret. It was more than a source of physical joy. It was a connection to subtle realms, a spark of creative fire. In matriarchal traditions from the ancient Minoans and Egyptians to Sumerian priestesses, this power center was known, even if unnamed. They called it the jewel, the inner throne, the bud of Isis. Women who awakened this jewel could see beyond the veil. They healed with the lightest touch. They attracted what they needed, not through force, but by radiating an inner magnetic energy that drew blessings, guidance, and transformation. This point is a living legacy. It carries the wisdom of the goddess, the echoes of ancestral power, and the promise of rebirth. Today, as women reclaim this hidden star, they open the door to a new era of feminine awakening, a time when sacred pleasure, intuitive knowing, and spiritual power flow freely once again. Your journey begins here, at the intersection of body, spirit, and ancient memory. When you honor this point, you don't just unlock a secret, you awaken a fire that has been waiting within you all along. Being truly present, this key wasn't unlocked through force or cold mechanical technique. It awakened through warm sacred intention, through rituals that wove together movement, breath, sound, and silence. It was revered like a living flame, understood as the very seed of the universe enfolded within human flesh. But then, with the rise of patriarchal religions and rigid moral codes, the temple was violated. The woman's body, once a revered portal, became branded as forbidden, as sin. That key, the small door to sublime energy, was buried deep beneath layers of shame, repression, and oblivion. The wisdom was pushed aside, exiled, hidden beneath centuries of dogma. Yet, the symbol never died. It slumbered like a coiled serpent, waiting patiently for its moment to rise. And that moment is now. Today, With the rebirth of feminine consciousness, this key glows again, shining brightly in the dreams, visions, and inner awakenings of thousands of women. You don't need anyone's permission to touch this mystery. All you need is to remember, this point is a living mandala. More than flesh. It's quantum memory designed not simply to grant pleasure, but to serve as an antenna for divine communication. Every woman who honors, recognizes, and awakens this sacred center, with respect and devotion, rescues a stolen fragment of her soul. She brings her original light back into the world. True spiritual awakening doesn't begin in the mind. It begins in what has been forgotten. Imagine that within the sacred garden of the feminine body, there lies a hidden petal too small to see with the naked eye, overlooked by those whose spiritual senses are still asleep. This petal, tucked away in an intimate corner, and guarded by layers of culture and biology, is actually a living antenna, tuned to frequencies the logical mind cannot grasp. When this point is touched with true awareness, not just physically, but with heart and soul, a subtle current flows through it. Not in muscles or nerves, but in the very energy field itself. It's a pulse that connects the body to its cosmic origin. This is no exaggeration. Many women who have explored this sacred space with reverence speak of visions, expanded consciousness, ancestral memories, and above all a profound sense of coming home. This point is like the shell that holds the pearl of the feminine soul, a structure small in size, yet mighty in power. Its sensitivity is no accident of evolution. It's divine design. If it was simply about physical pleasure, it wouldn't need more than 8.0 nerve fibers more than any other part of the human body. Doesn't that feel like a coded message? But its true power extends far beyond sensation. Its real potential reveals itself when the pleasurable energy isn't scattered or wasted, but instead rises. When that spark lights up, the energy that usually lingers at the edges begins moving inward, flowing through the center, then traveling upward along the energetic spine. This upward flow is something ancient mystical traditions understood deeply. In many cultures, it's symbolized by the Kundalini fire, a serpent coiled at the base of the spine, waiting to awaken. When it stirs, it climbs, awakening the chakras, igniting the inner light. This energy rise is the essence of transformation, the alchemy that turns simple sensation into spiritual awakening. It is the sacred flame that reclaims power lost through centuries of repression. When this fire is ignited, the woman is no longer fragmented. She becomes whole. She becomes a beacon of light, wisdom, and creative force. So, what does it mean for you? It means that awakening this key within your body isn't just about pleasure, it's about reclaiming your divine heritage. It's about reconnecting with the cosmic pulse that beats within you. It's about remembering that you are a living temple, a sacred vessel of power and mystery. In this awakening, you find your voice, your strength, and your path. You step into a new reality where your body is not a source of shame but a portal to the infinite. The time has come to honor this key, to awaken the serpent fire, and to step into the fullness of your feminine power. Because when you do, you don't just change yourself, you shift the entire world. The crown's lotus, the pinnacle of feminine awakening, isn't ignited by chance. It needs a spark, a sacred ignition point. For women, that spark often comes from a small, overlooked place within the hidden gateway of the feminine body. Awakening this spot with devotion, breath, and intention doesn't just deepen physical pleasure. It awakens soul memories, restores personal sovereignty, and reconnects pleasure to something sacred and profound. This isn't merely an anatomical detail or a luxury of sensation. It's the powering of the feminine form, a sacred seal that transforms the body into a living altar. When this circuit is switched on, every sensation becomes an offering, and in that moment, a woman stops searching for divinity outside herself. She knows she is part of the mystery itself. That spark, the tiny flash of conscious energy, ignites at this sacred threshold, and it doesn't stay confined. It silently rises, climbing toward higher temples of being. This isn't poetic metaphor. It's a real energetic journey, felt and experienced by those who've opened this path with focus and sacred devotion. The feminine body is designed as an alchemical instrument, a spiral of transformation. The hidden point we speak of is not the destination, but the doorway. When energy awakens there, and isn't wasted on surface sensation, it begins a process of vibrational refinement, moving upward, through inner centers, wheels or lotuses, as ancient traditions name them. Each center corresponds to a level of consciousness, a dimension of the soul, but energy moving upward demands more than physical touch. It requires pure intention, unwavering presence, and a will that rises beyond everyday distractions into the sacred realm. The ancients described the body as a tree, with this hidden point glowing like a root from which divine fire grows. But to keep that fire alive, so it doesn't burn out at the base, it must be nurtured by breath, silence, ritual, and above all, reverence. Reverence is the secret channel through which the ordinary transforms into the transcendent. Many women have sensed this energy rise without knowing why. Moments of unexplained joy, tears flowing without cause, sudden expansions during intimacy. These aren't just fleeting emotions, they are the soul's memory stirring, a quiet awakening from within. Sometimes this energy reaches the chest, activating the heart center, the place where compassion and love meet pleasure and tenderness, where the physical and spiritual entwine. When the body is open and the mind softens, this flow continues upward to the throat center. Here, a woman begins to speak from a deeper place, her truth emerging not just as thought but as a vibrational force. If the journey reaches its peak and the energy arrives at the crown lotus, a profound experience unfolds, often called dissolution. In this state, there is no name, no form, no story. There is only infinite presence. In that moment, a woman doesn't just remember who she is, she remembers everything. This path is delicate. It cannot be forced or rushed. It demands allowance and honor, because it is not a mechanical circuit, but a sacred dance between body and spirit. Every woman carries her own rhythm, her own inner language. This journey invites patience and devotion, an openness to listen deeply to the whispers of the body's ancient wisdom. When honored, it reconnects women to their original power, lighting the flame of sacred feminine energy that has always been within, waiting to be awakened. And when that fire rises, the entire being transforms, body, heart and soul uniting in a radiant, timeless dance of creation and presence. Every woman has her own unique rhythm to awaken this inner current. There's no universal formula, no step-by-step manual that fits everyone. The true guide in this journey is deep listening. Listening not just with your ears, but with your heart and soul. This process transcends ego or instant gratification. It's about integrating the whole self, a quiet alchemy that calls you back home. And it all begins with that often forgotten place, the pearl, the gateway holding the map back to your wholeness. When a woman consciously awakens this energy with respect and awareness, she doesn't just shift her body's sensations, she transforms her entire destiny. A woman connected to her source becomes a living portal, a healing presence, a revolution embodied in flesh and spirit. Awakening sacred feminine energy isn't a one-time event, it's a delicate journey. Just like a flower doesn't bloom by shouting, deep energy cannot be rushed. It's an art of patience, of listening, of honoring ritual and flow. Here are some simple yet powerful practices to help this sacred point, the vibrant pearl within, ignite into an inner sun that illuminates every corner of your life. First, touch with presence, not hurry. If this sacred point is a temple, you don't enter it with dirty shoes or a distracted mind. Whether you're alone or with a partner, the key is full, undivided attention. Before you touch, take a slow breath, ground yourself, and show respect. Remember, this isn't just a pleasure button, it's a portal to expanded consciousness. If your body feels unsafe or tense, the energy won't rise. So create an internal space where your soul can relax and feel at home. Second, embrace alchemical breathing. While focusing on this center, breathe consciously, inhale light, exhale what no longer serves you. Visualize the energy awakening, like a golden thread, climbing your spine, lighting up each chakra along the way. If you notice any tension or resistance, don't force it. Simply breathe into it, observe without judgment, and let go. Breath is the key that moves subtle energy through your system. Third, try the internal mirror ritual. Sit quietly and direct your awareness gently toward this sacred center without physical touch. Ask yourself, what does this point want to tell me today? What memories or emotions might it hold? What hidden blocks need my attention? Often, just shining a loving light on a place veiled by shame or neglect begins the healing process. What's seen with compassion begins to transform. Fourth, care deeply for what enters your temple. The energy here is influenced, not only by touch, but by your emotions, thoughts, and surroundings. If your days are crowded with heavy energies, toxic people, or content that dulls your spirit, this center naturally withdraws and closes. On the other hand, when you fill your life with beauty, art, music, nature, movement, this point blossoms like a flower soaking up sunlight, opening wider and shining brighter. Fifth, honor your unique rhythm. Not every woman experiences this awakening the same way. Some feel fire bright, intense, passionate. Others sense water deep, flowing, soothing. Some feel the wind light, playful, freeing. There is no right or wrong way to open this energy. Don't compare your path to others or chase formulas that don't resonate. The sacred isn't something to replicate. It reveals itself in intimacy and truth, because what lives there, in that hidden petal, is your original power, a power that has been waiting patiently for you to come home, to remember, and to shine fully. Deep within the core of your being, there's an ancient spark, an echo of the feminine soul that has been waiting, patiently, to be awakened. You are the guardian of this sacred temple, the keeper of a flame that refuses to be extinguished. Along your spiritual journey, there comes a moment when the search outside fades away, and a quiet light begins to glow from within. It's not a roaring fire, or blinding blaze, but a gentle, steady warmth rising from the depths of your body, as if the earth itself breathes inside you. This light, this presence, this energy, it emerges from a place long hidden, silenced, and dismissed for centuries. The sacred feminine was pushed into shadows because its power cannot be tamed or owned. It defies control, ignores conquest, and dances to the rhythm of the moon's cycles. Its language is symbol, its force is creation, and at its heart lies a secret point, a vibrant core, where the feminine soul reaches out and connects with the universe. This point is more than anatomy, or an evolutionary accident. It is a subtle antenna, a switch in consciousness, a biological altar. From here, life's vital energy awakens, rises, and transforms the very way you experience yourself. To awaken this center with reverence is to access not just physical pleasure, but profound revelation, inner visions that reveal the body as a sacred temple, and the soul as its devoted priestess. It's not simply about touch, it's about remembering, it's about seeing with fresh eyes, a part of yourself that has always been there waiting to be known, not as a shameful secret, but as a precious treasure. This rediscovery is far from trivial. It is revolutionary. A woman who embraces and honors this creative core cannot be controlled or diminished. And this message is not only for women, men who love and support this awakening, without fear, without dominance, but with humility and true listening ignite their own memory of the divine. Because when feminine and masculine energies meet consciously, real alchemy unfolds, the union of heaven and earth inside a single being. So as we reach the end of this symbolic journey through the hidden heart of the feminine body, I invite you to do something simple, yet profoundly transformative. Place your hand gently on your belly, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and ask yourself silently, what does my body want to remind me? What part of myself have I forgotten? Where does my magic hide? If this message stirs something within you, if it awakens a longing for deeper connection and understanding, I invite you to continue exploring this ancient wisdom. There is so much more waiting to be discovered. We are only beginning to light the first flame. Your path is sacred. Your body is a map, and your essence, your very being, is nothing short of a miracle. If this video sparked something inside you, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and share it with those who are ready to remember their own truth. Together, we awaken the ancient light and reclaim the power that has always been ours.